That's a jazzy little beat right there. That's a jazzy little beat right there. Boy, I don't know who made that beat, but they did a good job on that one. They did a good job. Good morning. Good morning. Wow. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Only One Truth. Only One Truth. I'm your host, Raheen Aljame, and we also have with us the host, which is
Sharon Gaylord,
Good Deal. Now, I'm hailing out of Atlanta, out of the Atlanta area, and she's hailing out of
South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina. And we got a topic we're going to talk about for you today. But before we get into our topic for today, I want to do this right here. I want to ask you because I hadn't asked you yet. How did you feel when you heard the verdict from yesterday?
I was very happy. I felt like it was the right thing, the right verdict. I was glad to see that he was found guilty on all three charges.
Hmm.
So I felt like that was a win.
Hmm. And see, and I'm gonna tell you the way I felt, and I actually felt the same way you felt. I felt the exact same way you felt, and I I, I was upstairs, at home upstairs in my bedroom watching the television when the verdict came through, and I had a celebratory time. You know, I'm jumping out. I'm just I'm enjoying myself. I'm excited. Truth of the matter, I'm excited about what happened, how it happened, and then something happened, and I started. I went into a different place. I went into a different place, and I started asking myself, and I asked God. I said, God, am I supposed to be feeling this way? And the reason why I say that because one person had lost their life, and then another person has the potential of having to be in prison for the what may be the rest of their life. And so I asked God, should my heart be in a place right now where I'm celebrating a situation like this? And he hadn't answered me yet in regards to that particular question, but I was questioning myself, should I be celebrating? Should that really be a time for me to celebrate under the circumstances? Now I know the situation surrounding it all. I know the situation surrounding it all, and I know the history and the history of what we've gone through as a people. And as a people, I know that we've had to endure so much, on these soils that they call America. We had to endure a lot. And so I do understand that. And from that angle, I know that at any time that we have a victory, be it big or small, we need to celebrate or embrace it. But and I'm asking you a question right now. Am I wrong? Or do you think a person, not even myself personally, but do you think a person is wrong for being so celebratory in a time like that?
Well, to be honest, no, Raheem, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like you're wrong in the way that you feel. We all have our own feelings on it.
Hmm.
Being that I work in criminal justice, I can see where you're coming from as far as him being incarcerated for up to 40 years or more of his own life. But
Hmm.
then I look at the fact that he took a life
Hmm.
unnecessarily. All of this could have been avoided if he would have just removed his knee from George Floyd's neck, but he chose not to do that. So, as
Hmm.
far as I see it, he made a decision because he
Hmm.
thought he was above the law. And that
Hmm.
decision now is going to cost him his freedom. And hopefully, when he gets in, he can survive all the years that he's in there. Because you got a lot of angry people that are behind that same wall with
Yeah.
him. That
Hmm.
could anything could happen to him because of him. I know that from working in criminal justice. I mean, you're not safe. Anything
Hmm.
can happen. A contract is put out, you're done. And got
Hmm.
inmates, they do it all the time. So, I pray for the Floyd's family and that they can find peace. But I think the verdict gave them some symbol of peace, even though they're gonna miss their loved one because he did not have to die so tragically.
Yeah. Yeah. And that part I do understand, and I get that. But my thing was, should I saying as though who I say and I put myself out there to be, should I have been celebrating at that moment? And that's just the dilemma. I sit there before God, and I stopped. I stopped celebrating. I sit there and I just sit on the bed, and I asked the question. Should I be celebrating right now? Should any of us be celebrating right now? And from what you said, I do understand. Good evening. Oh, it's Queen Tiva now. Ooh, it's Queen Tiva. It's not just Tiva, it's Queen Tiva. She done changed her name on us. Huh?
Said, all right now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Good evening, young lady. How you doing this evening?
Oh wait, let me. Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Now I think you have it on speaker. I think you have it on speaker, and we're getting a little feedback from your line as well. Do you have it on speaker?
I'm taking off mute.
Okay. You took it off mute.
It's on mute.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and we asked a question. I want to hear from you, and this certainly is not our topic for today. We do have a topic, but I wanted to know how you felt when you got that when you heard the verdict from yesterday. How did you feel? Oh, we lost her. We lost.
Mhm.
There she go.
Here I am. When I heard the verdict, I was really happy about it. I mean, I'm thinking it's about doggone time that we win something, that justice was finally served. Because when you looked at that video, it was so obvious to me that he was killed, he was murdered. This man kept his knee on his neck for 9 minutes while he called for his mother,
Mhm.
and police officers standing all around. Nobody came to his aid. And then they tried to blame it on, oh, well, he was on drugs or he was on this. No, you kept your knee on his neck where he could not get any oxygen whatsoever. So I'm really glad to hear the verdict. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Finally, justice have been served. And this is just one in a million that we still need to cross,
Mhm.
because this is one incident that we won. The last one we won was OJ. You know what I'm saying? But he did. That's another situation. But anyway, I'm glad we won. I'm
Good
glad
deal.
justice was served.
Good deal. And I was speaking earlier myself about how I was in a place, and I was very celebratory. I celebrated, I really did. But then I stopped and I asked myself, should I be celebrating? I asked God, should I be celebrating right now? Because one man has lost his life. Oh, we lost her again. She having some issues with a line there. So hopefully we'll get in. And some people ask, yes, the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Give us a call. We love to have you. Um, let's jump into our topic, because before you know it, it'll be 47 and it'll be 50, and we would have lost a lot of time. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, even though that was a great moment, and in a moment I think is actually going to go down in America and world history.
Absolutely.
It's going to go down in America, and we had an opportunity to live it. Um, what is that? April the 20th, on April the
Mhm.
20th. Yeah, something like that was to happen, and we get an opportunity to have quote unquote that victory. Um, a lot of things has happened this year. January the 6th, that situation that happened in January 6th, that would also go down in world history. And not such a positive way, but it'll also go down in world history. Now, let's jump to our topic. I'm not blunt. I I just roll like that. I'm not blunt. I roll like that. Is our topic for today. Um, and we're gonna start off on a different angle. Do you think sometimes people are too? And Sharon, I'm asking you this question. Do you think sometimes people are too withdrawn and they don't speak their mind to the point where as they should, and they find themselves getting run over?
Absolutely. I think so. I think a lot of times people, they think about the next person's feelings versus, their own, and they hold back from saying what they truly mean so that they don't hurt someone else's feelings. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I also think that there comes a time when, in order for you to get what you need to take and voice your own opinion and say what you need to do. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. I do think that people don't always say what they mean.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? And I understand a part of what you said. They don't want to hurt other people's feelings, but why don't they take their own feelings into account and know that they have feelings too? They have feelings too, and this person don't care nothing about my feelings. So, and you don't want to be selfish, but why should I care about yours?
Well, a lot of times we do that, Raheem. I know a lot, there have been times when I've done the same thing. I think about someone else's feelings, even though my feelings might have gotten a little touched or a little hurt. It all
Hmm.
depends on who you're talking to and the situation in which you're dealing with, how you would handle the situation.
Hmm. Okay, good deal, good deal. Queen Tiva, what do you say to that? Do you think sometimes people they overlook their own personal feelings, and because they don't want to be too blunt, don't want to be too forceful, if you will. and they allow people to run over them? Do you think that happens?
I think it happens all too often because we don't want to step on someone else's toes. But yet you're hurting your own self when you're not able to voice your own opinion about how you really feel. I used to be that person where I would just hold it in. I wouldn't, really speak on what I really feel until I realized that people really don't care how you feel. They'll run
Hmm.
over you, talk to you any kind of way, and do you doggone near any kind of way half the time. So I had to take that up upon myself years ago to start speaking my mind. But you can say what you have to say in a very respectful manner. You can get your point across without cussing them out. Well, if you have to
Hmm.
go there, you have to, you must. But you can definitely tell someone where to get off at, or, what the dealio is, just like I'm talking to you, and just be very direct. I had to learn that, and I found out it works better because then you have a better understanding with that person. They know where, the lines they can cross and cannot cross with you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm gonna be real with you. You be real with me. It's better that way because anything other than that is exhausting to me. I mean, if you're gonna be fake, let's be fake together because I can be fake with you too. But I'd rather be real. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do it that way because then you can really know the person that you're, talking with or in a relationship with, be it female or male.
Hmm.
So that's my
Exactly.
take on it. Yeah. Keep it real, 100.
Keep it 100. Absolutely.
Keep it
Sharon, I'm not
100.
blunt. I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. I'm not blunt. I just roll like that because I've tried the other way. I've tried being that nice little kind little person, and it didn't work out in my favor. It worked out in everybody else's favor. So no, I'm not blunt. I just roll like this. This is who I am. If you can't deal with me, then maybe you shouldn't deal with me. What
Yeah.
what is that attitude like?
I mean, that's pretty much my attitude on a lot of days now.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken the sweet role, and I've
Mm-hmm.
let people say and do certain things, and I overlooked it. But I've grown up, I've matured, and I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not gonna just take it because they want to dish it out. So I can say personally now I dish it back. So you can either take it or you don't. That's totally up to you. But no one's gonna run over me anymore. I let that's when I put everybody else in front of me. It's time
Mm-hmm.
came a point in time where I had to start putting myself in front of everybody else and doing what was right for me.
Exactly. Exactly. We have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Sherelle calling from Columbia, South Carolina.
Hey, Sherelle, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, Sherelle, I gotta ask you this question. Well, better yet, we're gonna get right to our topic. And our topic is this: I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. What do you say to that? Do you think sometimes people I'm not gonna, well, passive. We're not gonna deal with the blunt. Well, we're gonna deal with the passive. Do you think sometimes people are too passive and they allow people to step all over them, walk all over them, and just do what they want to do?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but yeah, absolutely. I've done it before. I think
Mm-hmm.
we all have, honestly. Um, but I'm very straightforward now. I'm not gonna allow it. Like the sister just said, I'm not gonna allow you to walk over me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or do anything like that. So I come off as a lot of people say I'm mean until you get to know me. Then you'll see how nice I am. Now, my attitude can be depending on what it is. It can be very, very, very crazy sometimes, but everybody knows my heart. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm passionate. If I love you, I'm gonna have an attitude with you and I'm gonna set you straight. If
Mm-hmm.
I love you. If I don't care, if I really don't care about you like that, which I care about everybody to an extent, but if it's not that deep, I'm gonna sit back and observe you first before I tell you about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can say I'm gonna give you a pass, but once you take it too far in front of me, that's when I have to put my foot down. Is that what we're talking about? But I
Absolutely.
heard what the young sister said. I agree 100%. I'm not gonna let you walk over me.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to be that person. I used to allow people to be very, walk. I'm not gonna necessarily say walk over me, but I used to do so much, you know, and not pay attention to because I love you or because of whatever, you know. So that's how it was. But then I started, you know, realizing who I really was, and I said, nah, you know.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Now our topic is, like I said, our topic is I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. Now, sometimes when you're blunt and when you speak your mind, people and let's deal with it for what it is. People say from you all standpoint, y'all are just angry black women. Y'all just angry black women. Look at there she go again. That angry black woman. You know, she always mad, always got a chip on her shoulder. She angry black. And you say, no. I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. Queen Tiva, talk to me. What do you say when you hear somebody categorize one of your sisters as an angry black woman?
You know what? That makes me even more angrier because that's the first thing that they want to say about a strong black woman. She's angry, she has an attitude, or she's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because you are very direct and you speak your mind, and you know, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then we're the ones that have the attitude when really we're just strong, intelligent, women that speak our mind, know what we want, and we say what we want, and we just stand up to whoever. It doesn't matter what title you wear. If you're a real woman, you're not going to back down to nobody. I don't care what title they wear. It could be your supervisor, and there's a way to speak to your supervisor as a woman. I had a supervisor try to talk to me crazy, and I had to tell her, wait a minute, hold up. You're a woman just like me. You put on your pants the same way I put on mine. And, you know, I want you to speak to me with respect because I'm going to speak to you with respect. Who are you? Who are you to disrespect me? Because I'm not going to disrespect you. So I think anytime they try to label a black woman as angry because she speaks her mind, they're the one with the problems. They're the one. And I'm not backing down. And neither should any black woman back down from speaking her mind and walking in her womanhood. An intelligent black woman. You know what I mean? I can't stand when people try to label us with that, because that makes us, to me, when they say that, you know, about a black woman, it makes them want to dummy down. Well, let me not say it like that. Let me not speak like that, because, you know, I might get fired. Or they might think I'm mean. They might think I'm this, I'm that. No. When you're not true to yourself, then you are this and that. You're fake then.
Yeah.
You're fake.
Yeah. Exactly.
Be yourself. And people will respect you for that. They will.
Good deal. Sean, what do you say to that? They label you all as a, nah, man, look here. Look, there she go. Look at it. There she go. That angry black woman. Angry black woman, just angry, just mad all the time. Why you mad, black woman? Sean, how do you feel when you do that?
Raheem, they're going to say what they want to say regardless. I don't have time to worry about what they say. I know who I am, what I am, and what I stand for. So if me speaking my mind and saying that, hey, you wrong for this, if they think that I'm angry because I spoke my mind instead of being passive and let them be able to take and speak theirs and run over me, then that's their problem. I don't have time to worry about that anymore.
But you know that they do try to put that label on you in the workplace and in all walks of life. They try to, if you speak your mind, if you're assertive and you're not passive and you're not going to let anybody just run all over you, you know, it could be somebody else. It could be a Caucasian sister or a Caucasian brother or whatever that do the exact same thing that you do, but you will have their label and they never will. It's almost as if there's a double standard there. What do you say to that, Sharon? Sherelle, coming to you next.
Yeah, I think that, you know, in life, there are double standards no matter how you look at it. You know, and they're gonna always, like I just said, they're going to always label us. But you have to stand up for what you believe. If you don't stand up for what you believe, then people will always continuously run over you. I'm not going to be that welcome mat for you to walk over me every time. So I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to do what I need to do. And you just have to accept that for what it is. I'm not going to go out and just maul you down because I believe in something. I'm going to take an accountability of your feelings as well. But I'm not going to let you just do anything to me in the process.
Exactly.
At some point, it has to stop.
Come on. Go ahead, sis. You on the road? I ain't gonna stop you. Keep going. Go ahead.
I just mean what I say. You know, I've been that person that have let you say, do whatever. I'm not that person anymore.
That's good. Sherelle, what do you say to that? In the workplace, they label you as an angry black woman because you speak your mind, you say what's on your mind. You're not gonna let them put you in this box or talk down to you or belittle you in any kind of way at all. You're gonna stand up and stand up for who you are. But yet and still, Sherelle, they call you an angry black woman. What do you say to that?
Oh, they probably do for real at my job for real. I mean, they probably do because that's me. I say what I got to say. Did it yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You
Lord.
know, so I mean, and if I have to do it today, I'll do it today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's, when it comes to the workplace, you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. I got my job being me, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna continue to be me. I'm not gonna switch up because to fit your equation, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you can't. I'm not gonna water myself down if you can't accept me at 100 proof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. So they can say what they want to say, label me whatever you want to label me. As long as you don't disrespect me, we fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still gonna say what I have to say.
Exactly.
You know.
That's good. That's good. Now, Sharon, what do you say if they come to you, your supervisor calling you to a meeting, your
Mhm.
super, the boss, the couple of supervisors, couple of the higher ups, management or whatever, call you into the office. We been watching your work. We've been watching the way that you do your job. You're very proficient in the way that you work. We really appreciate all the stuff that you do. You are a very huge asset to this company. But we just need you to tone it down just a little bit. We need you, somebody come at you. I noticed you had a confrontation with Billy, and then there was a confrontation you had with Barbara just a few days ago, and heaven knows that confrontation you had with Carl. I thought we would have to call the police, call the authorities. If you could just tone it down just a little bit, we want to place you in management. We want you to be one of us, but my God, we can't have you doing the things that you do. Can you just tone it down just a bit? How do you respond to that? She
First
laughed.
of all, first of all, why is it that I'm the one that caused the confrontation? Why couldn't it be what they said
Hmm.
initiated the confrontation and then I responded the correct way? Now, as a
Hmm.
manager, I'm going to lead by example. I have to do that daily. That's what I do. But I'm not going to sit there and just still allow you to say anything to me. I mean, I want my workplace to be peaceful.
See, and
That's
that's
what I'm
what I'm
looking
talking,
for.
that's what I'm talking about right there. See, you're so confrontational. All you have to do is just tone it down just a bit. We'll offer you a huge position in our company. All you have to do is just tone it down. Everything is not an arguing situation.
I mean, for the position, I say, okay, yeah, I can do that. I got you. I got you. I truly understand. But I'm
Hmm.
not, I mean, I guess I'll just have to be more professional in the way in which I answer the questions
Hmm.
when
Okay.
it comes to them and try to keep the situation bowed down just a little bit. But
Hmm.
I know me, and I know that that's not going to happen a whole lot because you hired me for who I am. My work
Hmm.
speaks for itself. You shouldn't judge me. If you're going to judge me on my work and my ethics. Let
Hmm.
me be me. Let me run this department and do what I need to do. But don't
Hmm.
expect me to take all the BS from you too.
Hmm. Ain't gonna happen.
It's not going. You know, it's not going to happen.
They'll already know. I
No.
already know. Queen T, but what do you say to that? They offer you this huge position, but the only thing you have to do is just tone it down just a bit. Don't be so assertive. Just relax.
You know what? If they're gonna muzzle me from being myself, then we're gonna have to talk about it a little bit further because once again, you have to be able to um, speak your mind. You don't have to say everything that's on your mind because it's a way that you say anything that you can get your point across. You
Hmm.
understand because we're, certain, should I say, certain workspaces, you have to have a certain way about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you work in like in the prison system or whatever, you have to be able to carry yourself in an assertive manner, but you also have to be mindful on how you speak too. So once again, you can still, like I said before, you can still speak what you have to say, just like I'm talking in a regular voice, like I'm doing right now. You don't have to yell, because yelling,
Hmm.
people are not going to hear you. They're going to tune you out. If you're being, ignorant about it, they're going to tune you out. They're going to call you crazy. Oh, don't say nothing to her because she's going to flip this way. She's going to flip. No, You can still say what you have to say in a calm manner and still get your point across. So I guess, yeah, I'd probably be able to do that. As long as they don't stop me from speaking, being myself and being able to speak my mind, my piece. Nah, yeah, we could do that. Because there's a certain way how you can speak to people to get your point across, and they'll respect you and hear you. You want them to be able to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can do that is if your tone, it's all in your tone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, sometimes in some situations, it doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. Sometimes people are just gonna take it in that way because they've already drawn a conclusion as to who you are. They've already drawn their conclusion as to who you are, and you can be just as calm, and you can say it in a calm, peaceful way, respectful way. But the receiver, see, conversation is based on a sender and a receiver. You being the sender, that receiver could take it the way that they take it because of the fact that they've already had this thing and this idea in their mind as to who you are. Sherelle, what do you say to that?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that. Some people look at you and say, "Oh, she looks mean."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They say that about me because I walk around with a natural mug on my face. I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not. I can be mean. I'm not gonna say I'm not mean. I can be if I have to, but I just walk around with a natural mug. So a lot of my coworkers like, when I first met you, you look mean, so we ain't want to talk to you. So you look mean until I interact with. And then they was like, "Oh, she's cool. Now they love you." But it's just like, but that's very true. That's very true.
Exactly.
But I'm still listening.
Exactly. And now, let me ask, how do one draw the line? I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. How does one draw the line in who they share and who they display that with? When you're dealing with your family member, do you deal with them the same way that you would deal with the people at work? Or it depends on the situation and how they present themselves?
It really does depend on who the situation is, but I know that I can be a lot more blunt with my family. In a professional situation, then I monitor what I say a little bit so that everything will come off the right way. But I definitely get my point across in what I'm saying. But yeah, with family, you do go a little bit harder on family than you would out there, like at your job or whatever. As long as the situation gets taken care of, that's the only thing that matters to me anyway.
Okay. Queen Tiva, what do you say to that? Same situation?
You know what? I'm gonna have to say that I'm a softie when it comes to my family. I have more patience with them. But when I go there, they know, okay, Mama's serious, or oh, she's serious about it. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what they bring out of you at that time. You know what I'm saying? But I notice with my family, I tend to be more patient. I tend to hold back sometimes, but I'm just now getting to that place with my family to be able to voice my opinion. But of course, with them, whenever you speak your mind with family, then they want to catch an attitude with you, or they don't want to speak to you no more. You know what I'm saying? So I just find that I have to be more, choose more choicier words with my family. So yeah, I would have to say I'm a little softy when it comes to my family. I tend to tolerate a lot more, I guess, because they have a closer relationship with me. I want to make sure that I keep the peace. That's the type of person I am. I want to keep the peace all across the board because I don't like an unpeaceful environment at work. I want to keep peace with my co-workers. I want to keep peace with people I'm in a relationship with. If there's an issue, let's talk about it. Let's squash it quickly. If we can forgive and move on, or if we want to cut off the relationship and you go on and do your thing, hey, that's cool too. But know that I love you, know that I forgive you, and know that I'm here. And that's the type of person that I am. I like peace from the corner to the post to the pit, wherever. Give me some peace all up and through here. Let's work it out.
From pillar to post. From pillar to Rico.
Yo, what's happening? What's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
Let me say something, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. In Rico's defense, he's not late because I sent the link, but something happened with the link and he didn't receive the link like he's supposed to. So it's not on him this time. I'm gonna take the blame for him. It's not on him this time. It was something happened, and he said, "Man, did you send the link?" And I sent it to him again. As a matter of fact, I sent 2 links just to make sure he had it. And so it's not on him this time.
I just happened to look at it. I just happened to look at the clock. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I'm supposed to be doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead on and we're gonna let him off the hook. We're not gonna dock his pay this time because it wasn't his fault. So we're not gonna dock his pay. But Rico, we're talking about, man. I'm not blunt. I roll like that. And we started off the conversation asking, do you think some people are just so passive that they allow people to run all over them and they're not as blunt as they should be? What do you say to that?
Okay, I'm trying to dissect what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
You when it comes to the passive person, what point are you trying to make now?
No, I'm just asking, do you think some people are just too passive? Do you think they just allow people to just run all over them because they don't want to stand up and be blunt and say what's really on their mind?
Okay, yeah, they like to avoid.
Yeah.
For the sake of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they like to avoid just to ignore the reality of what's going on.
But let me ask you this, and I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you verbalized it in that way for the sake of peace, because my thing is, whose peace are they trying to secure? Because if they're allowing these people to run all over them and do what they want to do, they don't have peace themselves. The other person do, and there's no confrontation, but they could be miserable because, man, I didn't want you to do that. I didn't want to give you my money.
Oh, but see, now that's a different story. Like I was gonna say that it depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can actually be wanting peace because the other person doesn't want that drama that you can bring with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, say for instance, you might be a peaceful person, but when it comes to money or disrespect, you might get totally go left field with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you do in that process, if you know that that's a line that people cross with you, but and you will go to the extreme, you might say, well, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more careful to be patient when it comes. So you may give somebody a little more slack when it comes to certain things. You might say, I'm gonna bite my tongue this time, or I'm gonna ignore that. Maybe they didn't mean what they said, but it can be up to a point where you are doing that actually to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know your own weaknesses. You know how violent you can get. You know how vengeful you can be. You know what I'm saying? You know how kind you can be. Sometimes, like you said, you can be too kind and look for peace too much, and people just abuse that and run over you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, let's deal with the other side of it. I'm not blunt. I roll like that. Because a lot of time people say, you just blunt. I spoke to the ladies about the angry black woman, but sometimes they can say that you're just an angry black man. You just man, God almighty, what's wrong with you? Why you always got to be so confrontational? Why you always got to do that, man? Just calm down, brother. Calm down. And you say, I'm not blunt. I just roll like that, man. I'm gonna tell you what's on my mind because I'm not gonna hold it in and wish y'all said it to you later. Talk to me, Rico.
And like what Eddie Murphy said on live, I'm just keeping it real.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Like this and that, I'm just keeping it real, So it's like that's what it really boils down to. It gets to a point where you start saying, well, okay, you can keep playing games, being in denial, keep deflecting and avoiding the situation, but sooner or later it might come back up.
Mm-hmm.
Really and truly, it gets to a point where you just say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and address it now. Like me, I'm that type of person. Try to bite my tongue a little bit, but I ain't gonna bite it too long. It just don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And or it needs to be said. And that can be. Some people take that the wrong way because it takes a lot of courage that speaks bluntly. The one that comes back and say, well, you know what? I love you to death, but I'm gonna keep it real. You're a hot mess.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That male friend that said, man, you know what? You was wrong. You're wrong for doing this and that with your wife or doing that on her. Like, I'm the type of person, if I got a friend that's married and he's doing something, I don't want to know what he's doing on the outside of that marriage. Don't come bragging about it. Don't put me in none of it and use me as no alibi. Because to be the one that have to look her in her face and then think to myself when she lying, telling everybody, oh, my husband loved me, but I'm thinking to myself, she a fool. I don't know. Keep me out of that. I like to keep it real, so that's how it is,
Exactly. Sharon, what do you say to that, man? There's so many different layers going on right now. But I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. I'm not blunt at all.
I mean, I agree with Rico. If a girlfriend of mine is doing something on the outside, I don't want to know what's going on, because
Mm-hmm.
most of my girlfriends, me and their husbands are friends too.
Yeah.
So don't put me in there for me to lie for you. Just like I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want you to lie for me. If you're gonna do it, do it. Keep me out of it, so that
Mm-hmm.
me and her don't have any type of fallouts because of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
You
don't
get
make
that
me.
call.
Huh?
You get that phone call. Hey, Sharon, let me ask you a question. Jennifer was missing a couple hours yesterday. She said she was with you. What did y'all go?
I'm gonna say talk to your wife. Don't call
Mm,
me. If she told you that she was with me and you don't believe her, talk to your wife. I'm not gonna get in
mm-hmm.
the middle of y'all foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I handle that. I've
Yeah.
handled it like that before.
Mm-hmm. They try to throw you in the middle of that mess.
I got myself right out of it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Queen T, what do you say? What do you say about that? Your girlfriend, Jennifer, her husband or significant other call and say, "Look at here." And Jennifer usually get home at 4 o'clock, 4:30 at the latest. She ain't get home to 7 o'clock last night. She said y'all went shopping. What store did y'all go to?
Well, first off, if we actually went to the store you're telling me, or
No,
she
no,
wants me
no,
to
no.
lie.
She
You
was
ain't
lying.
seen now. You ain't seen now parts of Jennifer yesterday.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be evasive as much as I can, because I don't want. Because I've had girlfriends, their husbands that just beat the crap out of them. So I think I would just be very careful as to what I say, because I don't know how he treats her when she gets home. So I'm just gonna say, oh yeah, well, let me just have her call you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm not giving you nothing, but oh yeah, let me just call and see. Yeah, hold on for a second. She'll call you
Mm-hmm.
about 5 minutes or whatever. I'll probably do something like that versus saying, I haven't seen her. Then when she get home, he punches her in the face. I had a friend of mine that we was out shopping and just having a good time, you know, doing girlfriend things, and the husband just kept ringing the phone, ringing the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, girl, tell what we just started having fun. We're just shopping. We're having lunch, whatever. She said, no, you got to take me home, take me home. As soon as we got to her house, he's outside cussing her out, trying to snatch her out the car. And I said, look, you put your hands on her in front of me. I'm going to call the police on you. I'm not leaving until you calm down. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So those types of situations, you just got to be careful what you say. Your response has to be very careful, because you don't know what goes on. Because people portray like they have a great marriage. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my marriage working, honey. You know what I'm saying? And get home, homeboy socking you up. So yeah, you just got to be careful on what you say.
Exactly. Sherelle, how you gonna
My
handle that?
opinion.
Sherelle, how you gonna handle that situation now? Now Jennifer done told her husband that she was with you yesterday. You ain't seen now a piece or part of her. How you gonna handle that situation, Sherelle?
I'm sorry, say that again. Breaking up. I'm
If
sorry.
her husband called you, Jennifer's husband, your best friend Jennifer's husband called you and say, "Well, look here, Jennifer said she was with you yesterday, and she didn't get home to kind of late, and she said y'all's out, y'all went out as girls, had a couple of drinks or whatever the case, but she said she was with you. Now, where did y'all go?"
Jennifer husband ain't gonna call me. First of all, if Jennifer husband gonna talk to Jennifer, whatever Jennifer told her husband, that's what he better roll with. Jennifer husband better not talk my phone. Cause I'll be like, whatever she told you, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You I don't know what Jennifer and her husband got going on behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into it. But Jennifer husband shouldn't even be calling my phone trying to check out where Jennifer at. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
what she was doing. If you don't trust Jennifer like that, then you need to leave Jennifer alone. That's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't call me questioning me about
Mm-hmm. Rico, Barry, your homeboy Barry. Um, Man, he told us why. He said, look here. I was hanging out with Rico, man. We went to Rico had a gig, and we went and he was playing and stuff like that, and it lasted a little longer than what I thought it was gonna last. I apologize. I'm getting home late, But I was Rico, and they are having little words and everything. Well, call him right now. Call him right now. Put him on speakerphone. He gonna tell you that I was with him. Now you don't know nothing about this, brother. You get that phone call. It's his wife. You can tell she's upset. Rico, what do you do?
I mean, it would depend on what you knew.
Mm-hmm.
If
you ain't know nothing. You ain't know nothing.
Exactly. So I'm gonna tell you how my bluntness works.
Mm-hmm.
Some bluntness leads me to being naive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm so real that I don't think that I need to read between the lines on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that are such good liars that, you know, the lie sounds, you know, it sounds real, it sounds true. Then you got a person on the other side that's such a good investigator that they know how to get to the bottom of it without letting you know that they're trying to get something out of you. So where was you at last night? Oh, I went with Rico. Rico had a flat tire and messed up the hood of his car, anything, you know what I'm saying? And she had in the back of her mind, man, Rico had this situation going on and had went to jail, and then so all of a sudden she might see me. Ooh, yeah, man, how you been doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about all the stuff you had going on. I hope you got everything right. You know, what you mean? You know, when you went to jail the other night.
Went to jail?
When I went to jail, yeah, when such and such came to bail you out, bail me out. Yeah, he said he had to lend you some money and bail you out of jail. The reason why he ain't had that, what you mean? Uh-oh. I didn't know nothing about, I was supposed to went to jail. I'm just being naive and real, but that's how blunt I am. I ain't gonna sit back and think that I gotta look around and wonder what is she talking about. Suspicious of anything. But I think the society today, the way society is built now, I think soap opera sort of did that. You got people that just willing to make up some sensational lies that sound so good to make them be innocent, but they're good liars, but they're bad liars because they don't think to call the other person and say, hey man, look,
about to say that.
With a storyline.
Cover up.
You need to follow this storyline. I'll be elaborate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I done heard some elaborate lies. You like, well, wait a minute now. Why you put me in that?
Exactly. Man, look, I don't want to parts of that, brother. Call somebody else, man. Don't add me into that. I don't like that. I don't like the ingredients in that lie. Too many ingredients. Sharon, what's on your heart?
Now I can say that, you know, in the past though, you know, there have been a couple of my girlfriends that have called me, but you know, they'll call me ahead of time and they would tell me, you know, so and so say this, then you know, I was with you, or either, you know, we did this or we did that. And I've only had one husband to call me and ask me, hey, was you and my girl together? And I'd be like, yeah. But what, you know, what y'all did? Well, hell, I said the same thing she told me. I rolled it right off just like she told me. I covered for my girl. And it was all good. He was happy. He was like, oh, okay. Now I was just checking and stuff. You know, she said, I was like, yeah. So, but next time, don't call me and ask me no more. I said, you got your one get out of jail free card on this one. Don't ever call me again and ask me about what she said. Either you're going to believe her or you not. But don't put me in the middle of y'all stuff no more. This is the last time. And that's the last time he ever called me to ask me anything before. So I can say that, yeah, I have covered for a couple of my girlfriends in the past. But now I done grew up. I don't have time for that. Fight your own battles.
Would it be blunt? Or how blunt would it be if and T-Bone, you back? I'm gonna start off with you on this. How blunt would it be if he were to call you and you just say, no, I ain't seen her. I ain't seen her. We went together. No. Look at and as a matter of fact, I don't appreciate you even calling me, asking me no mess like that. You need to talk to your wife about whatever y'all got going on. I ain't seen her. She went with me, and I was hoping she was with you. But T, how do you is that blunt or that's careless? And the reason why I brought it to you because you say you know some of your girlfriends been in situations with domestic violence and stuff like that. So how would that be? How would that play itself out?
I don't know. I see. Once again, I'm real careful when it comes to marriages. Very, 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 very careful because you know I just seen how you know they might be in an argument over something, and then you chime in. Next thing you know, they back lovey-dovey. Next thing you know, you're the problem. You know what I'm saying? So don't hang around her because she the problem. She the one made you did this. She lied, you know. So I just be very careful. I keep my words very few when it comes to that, you know. Yeah, I think it's so important. Just pretty much, I guess, stay out of it, but keep your words like kind of like don't give too much information. Don't just say, "Oh, I'll have her or I'll have him call you." Oh, you haven't seen him yet, girl? Let me call real quick, see what's happening. There'll be, you know, something, but don't say, "Oh, I didn't see this person." No, don't never do that.
Now, Rico, let me.
Don't never do that.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, Rico. Now, what if it's a dude, the husband is calling you because the wife said that she was with you and all y'all are real close, but she said that you know, she tried to call him and she had a situation, a flat tire, something like that, and she was on side the road, and so when she couldn't get in contact with him, she called you and you said that you was gonna come and help her, but it was gonna be about an hour or so before you were able to get there because you was in the middle of something, business meeting or whatever the case. Now, how do you handle that situation? Now, would you cover for her?
Oh man, see, once again, it depends. It depends on the situation, man. I mean, it's to me, it's so hard to lie to somebody, especially when they don't deserve to be lied to. I mean, if I don't care who it is, man. I mean, I probably used to be good with doing that. Now, if it's for an emergency, you know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, I know that this woman might get abused by this man. And she didn't do anything wrong, but it's just the fact that he didn't like what she was at or what she was doing. I might lie for her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see her abused because he didn't like the fact that she got a job. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'm working on the side, but I don't want him to know that I'm making my own money because I'm trying to make enough money to leave. Yeah, I'm gonna lie for her. You get what I'm saying? But so I always put myself in the person's shoes that's getting lied to. So you know, I believe in loyalty to a certain extent, but like I said, don't put me in something to where I'm gonna look like somebody's alibi. I'm gonna look just as low down as you are when everything hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? They say birds of a feather flock together. You know, if your woman look at you as an honorable man, she needs to see me as an honorable man. But just because you want to mess up your face don't mean you're gonna mess up mine.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. And Sherelle told me to tell y'all she's actually walking into the gym right now, so it's real loud. So she had to drop off. So y'all have a great evening. Sean, let me ask you this question. Dealing with the church, how blunt is too blunt when you're in the church? If you know things is going on, if that pastor ain't doing like he's supposed to do, and you know they say they're squandering the money or having an affair or all kind of crazy stuff is going on in the church, how blunt is too blunt in the church? Or should you just walk away from it and not be a part of it anymore?
I'll just walk away from that one right here. I would hate to, especially
how did the church get passed?
Huh?
How did the church get that passed?
I mean, the church get the pass out of respect, you know. I'm a preacher's kid, and out of respect to the church, then I would just walk away. I'm not gonna go in there and cause a chaos in the church. I'm gonna walk away from that one and find me another church that I can take and feel like I'm getting my blessings in too. But I wouldn't cause any type of friction in the church. I'll let them handle. That's for the deacons to handle, not for me. That's why we got deacons and trustees boards, for them to handle that situation. I feel like that's outside of me.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I love that. Love that answer. Queen Tiva, put that green cup down and answer my question for me. What do you say to that? If the pastor's say if the pastor even single, and he's a single man, he's the pastor, head of the church, and he's always talking about, you know, being upstanding, being this and being that. But one evening he come on to you. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Wait, say it again.
If the pastor's a single man, he's a single man, and he's always talking about being upstanding, being an upstanding individual. But one evening y'all in church and y'all there by yourself, and he come on to you. What do you do in that situation?
Oh Lord. You know what? I would have to tell Pastor about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be over here giving me the word, not trying to give me, you know, the word. You know what I'm saying? I have to let Pastor know, because you know a lot of them out there, they be on that sauce, man. You know, they be acting like they holy, but yet they be ready to, you know, to get the draws or whatever. You know, so I would have to tell the pastor straight up. You know, I would tell him about himself real quick.
Would you
You know,
continue going?
especially if I don't have no interest in you. If I don't have an interest, I need you to sit all the way down. No, but
Look, as a
I'm
matter of fact,
sorry, that's
moving
funny to
on.
me, because I have experienced stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it in the church. And so, yeah, when they hiding, I can't stand that either. Just be yourself. Be yourself, especially if you're a single pastor or a single minister. I'm not saying, you know, go jump into bed with anybody and just, you know, come on all strong. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, you know, if you desire to be with someone, then be true to yourself. Stop being fake. That's one thing I can't stand, is fake on no level. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it 100, because you're doing it behind closed doors anyway. So just, you know, just be yourself, be who you are. That's my take on it. But for the pastor that's undercover, look, sit down, take several seats, and just shut up, because you're fake. Exactly. To me, especially coming on to women in the church, praying on these single women, because most of the time when you look in most of these churches, there's a lot of single women in there. So they're gonna be glad some man is looking at them, or if it's the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 4 just playing all through the church. So I've seen that. And I'm like, you know, because women want to be in love. They want a man in their life, someone they can love. Some man tell you look good, you look sexy, you look hot. You know, I like the way you carry yourself, you're intelligent. You know, we like that. But don't play on me. Don't play on my heartstrings. And you ain't serious. You're just trying to get a quick piece. I don't like that. I would have to shut you down fast. Because you can see them when they coming, right? Sharon, am I telling the truth? When they see a single woman, they know that they're...
Hey, look at it. And
I'm going to have to shut them down. That's all I'm saying.
Pour Sharon into this. You'll pour Sharon in for a co-signer.
I don't know if you're married or not, but for single women, yeah, they be trying to run them games. And I'm like, And pastors be doing it too.
Yep, they do.
They do.
Look at
especially Susie coming in there with the cakes, and you know, the church secretary. You know, y'all working long hours and stuff. He gonna try to play on that. Boy, so you gotta shut him down, because if they really not gonna sneak behind closed doors, they're gonna be open with you and open for everybody to see. This is who I'm dating right now. This is who I'm feeling right now. Not hiding, because when you hide, you're not the only one. Trust me, you're not.
Queen Tiva, I think we struck a nerve. I think we struck a nerve that time. I didn't mean to strike a nerve, sister. I believe we struck a nerve. Rico, now you in your church. You're in your church, pastor and first lady. As soon as when you first come to that church, you could feel something. And you know, man, it's a good church. I really like this church. And pastor's up there, he's preaching. You sit down. And then when you sit down, you know, everybody's, you know, going through the church service and everything. And then all of a sudden, First Lady walks in. First Lady walks into the room. And you say, oh my God, is that Melinda? And you and Melinda had this thing back in the day. And Melinda was the one that broke your heart. And you always say, if you ever see her again, you're gonna approach her and tell her how you really felt and how she hurt you. Now, how blunt would you be in essence? Would you be blunt, or would you just leave it alone, leave that church and not go back again?
I mean, if you've gotten over it, it's a way to still have that discussion.
You haven't. You still.
I mean, well, yeah. If you haven't, 9 times out of 10, it's best for you to leave unless you got unless you got intentions of starting some mess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go there and you see, okay, that's the first lady, and that's who she went to, and she ain't mine no more, and you was that in love with her, nah, what you look like standing around torturing yourself, watching all that happiness.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you know, sort of going to that question you asked earlier about walking into an atmosphere where, you know, that was going on in the church, and then just being blunt and putting it out there what's going on, I think I would leave too.
Mm-hmm.
There are situations where I've seen, well, certain like family members, maybe the pastor had cousins that was all in the church, and all of them were together, and they played these games.
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday they got together and drank, smoked, and played cards. You know what I'm saying? And they pulled in a young congregation, you know what I'm saying? And they had a lot of good activities and events going on, flag football and this and that. They did a lot of mingling, a lot of social life. And I started realizing that that's pretty much what the club, not the club, the church, but they go to that shows you how similar the church is. A new club, that's a new social site of single people. And women are going there looking for upstanding men with leadership qualities. And men are going there looking for those women that still outnumbering men 8-1, looking for quality men. So they still there playing their games. They just selling a better role. And some women are saying, you know what? Well, this, I'm gonna say, not intentionally accepting those men, but in the fact that we are human and we need companionship. Sometimes we'll make things look better than what they are. We'll make us believe, you know what? Yeah, he done changed. Girl, he in church. He in now. Yeah, he in church now. Running the same game he did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So if that was still going on, I would just leave, because I would automatically know or assume that what goes on now, and everybody is a part of it, and I don't roll like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Sharon, we go. This. I think this is gonna be our last question. We have 57 already. I told you this time just go by so fast, man. But the actual question of this same pastor came on to you. Now he's a single guy, but he came on to you. You rejected his advances, and then about a month or so later, everybody's in church and they talk about how good of a guy pastor is and how upstanding he is, and they come to you. They say, Sharon, what do you think about pastor? What do you think about it? He's an upstanding guy. You know, he's never done anything wrong. I can't find any fault in pastor. How blunt do you be?
I think I'm gonna let him keep his secret right here. I'm not gonna knock him down because of the fact that he is the head of the church. I want him to be able to guide the church in the right direction. So I wouldn't say anything. I would keep that one, take that one to my grave.
Now, what if you find out 3 months later that he's done this and he's been with several women in the church? He's been the same single pastor has been with several women in the church, just going through them like hot knife through butter.
That's between him and them. I don't have anything to do with me. I'm only concerned about myself.
Good. Okay. Good deal. Man, we at the top of the hour, y'all. This has been a great broadcast. I want to thank y'all, man. Anybody have anything before we get out of here? Because I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. Rico?
I'm gonna go back on what she was saying. I'm so blunt that I wouldn't even be in that church to even have to worry about that decision, because once I saw what I saw, just like Eddie Murphy said on Life, after I see what I seen, you think I'm gonna be able to get that? Every time I see that man up in that pulpit, I'm gonna see that little. If he was creeping with another man on his wife, I'm gonna see that man like a skip man. Whatever it was I seen, no much I try to forget it. I seen what I seen.
That's why it's best to leave.
Exactly.
Coming back, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. If I seen what Pastor did, I don't want no parts of that. I'm gone.
Exactly. Queen Tiva?
You know what? I'm gonna be like Rico. I see what I see, but you know what? I would probably lose a lot of respect for that pastor and that church, because I'll be like, it's a whole lot of other stuff going on than a prayer meeting. You know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of stuff needs to be exposed, because people are going to church for their souls, not to be preyed upon by the pastor, because, you know, he got the big car, and, you know, sometimes the car is bigger than the church. You know what I'm saying? So I would say expose that thing. You expose it and make him do right. Because you got people coming in there looking for the word, looking for a life-changing experience. But if you got gigolo pastor up there, some fine woman coming in, because a lot of times women coming in with their dresses all tight. I mean, they come looking for me. And Pastor know these types of things. He scope out who's up in there, who really want Jesus, who just coming in there, don't know nothing about God. And those be the ones that be preyed upon a lot of times. So I say expose that thing.
Hey, Raheem,
and stop playing up in here. Stop
Raheem,
playing. That's how I feel about it.
You want to go ahead and keep it real with him, Raheem?
What's that?
We talked everything she just said. We spoke about that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
bit of it. We talked about that earlier.
Exactly. And Sharon, I'm gonna say this to you. Don't blame Pastor. He just want to lay hands on you. He just want to lay hands on you.
You won't be laying no hands here.
Wow. It's been a great. It's 7:09, man. Time for us to get out of here, man. We can actually extend this right here because there's so many different things we can talk about. But I'm not blunt. I just roll like that. Tiba, pray us out.
Ooh, okay. You want me to pray?
Oh no, should I be scared?
No, I'm not scared. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just thank you for this awesome broadcast. And Lord, we just ask that the words that were spoken today will be an encouragement or an insight to somebody, to help them find their way, or to even just, put a light in their pathway that they can make better decisions and even learn how to speak to their significant others, their family, their loved ones, God, even in the workplace, that they can have a better communication and have peaceful relationships. And we just thank you for this broadcast. Thank you for Rakeem for even having this broadcast, oh God. And just thank you for Rico and Sharon and the other one that's not here. What's her name? Pandora. Bless her wherever she is, and just keep us all safe. And remember DMX family. Bless his family, Lord, and keep them strong in this time. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Sharon, in your closing, what would you like to say?
In my closing, I just want to say that everybody just keep it real. Be real to yourself. Be real to others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and Only One Truth to be in your presence tonight. It is now, let me see, somebody put a comment. What's that comment? Let me see. Somebody said amen. Somebody said amen. So I want to make sure I post their comment there. But it is now 7:03. You're about to exit Only One Truth. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. We shine some of this light on you from Only One Truth. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You are taking the opportunity, if you don't mind, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Love you and love each other. Have a great one. Good job, young lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you think?
Are we still live?